Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie. This is day 27 of VEDA, video every day in April. I'm going to revisit one of the over 2,000 books that I have read in the last 10 years. I'm going to do some fun questions. We've had to move past something. And then I'm going to give you some recommendations for paranormal romance. As I said, this is day 27 of VEDA, video every day in April. If you've never heard of it, it's putting out a video every single day in the month of April. I'm having an amazing time filming and putting this content out for you guys every single day. I changed the format for this year, and I went with a format of revisiting one of the over 2,000 books that I have read in the last 10 years. I put all of the book titles into a randomizer, picked one, and I'm having fun seeing how much I remember the author, what the book was about, and if I ended up liking it or not. Then I was doing pod deck questions to do some viewer interaction and things like that. But I ran out of questions in the pod deck. So I have these 400, I shall not run out again anymore, 400 sort of conversation starters that I will pick two questions from, and we can interact with them down in the comment section. And then I will give you guys some book recommendations based off the daily topic, and today's daily topic is paranormal romance. You may remember that I did shifter romance a couple days ago, but this is paranormal, and I'll explain a little bit more why I chose these books under the guise of paranormal. So let's jump into the book that I'm going to sort of try and remember. And the book is Locke, which is core security number 5. This is written by Harper Sloan. She is one of the very few romance writers that I enjoy their military romance writing from. Locke is the security guy that has lost a limb during a war, and we are seeing that afterlife of his life and his role in the core security guys. So let's just jump on over to my Goodreads to see what my initial thoughts were of it, what ratings and everything like that I gave. And I can tell you right now that I most definitely would read this series over again. So let's just jump on over to Goodreads. Okay, so as you can see, I was correct in the author's name, Harper Sloan. And man, this must have been back when synopsises were like super long, no longer just teasing, just like give people pieces of the story. So it says, darkness is the only thing I see. Ever since the day my life changed, the day that everything and everyone I held close to me ceased to exist, the day I lost it all, and the demons of my past consumed my every waking moment. I tried to keep others at arm's length, tried not to let my darkness taint them, ruin them, harm them. And whether I want to admit it or not, as much as I wish I could keep them locked out, they refuse to leave, refuse to let me suffer alone. If I hadn't been so focused on keeping those demons from flying free, I would have missed how one perfect angel was able to sneak her way under my skin, refusing to let me go. Alrighty. Lots of extra words. I give it 5 stars back when I read it. As you can see down here, it says the final book in the core security series. The book is not suitable for young readers. There's strong language, adult situations, and some violence. I believe there was an overarching sort of storyline that was going with the core security guys as well, that there was some type of tampering going on with their business. So yeah, really enjoyed that. I read this series, or read this book specifically, back in 2014. So it was prior to me doing a more comprehensive star rating, and definitely didn't put Steam fans in here. But I said perfect ending. I loved Maddox from the start and could not see how he fit into the story until this book. He was the glue that cemented the entire family together. His struggles and triumphs are beautifully written. Emmy's history was hard to read, but that is why her and Maddox fit perfectly. Series complete, bittersweet, and I feel privileged to have been able to share in these in this family story. Yes, I know the series is a work of fiction, but the issues, troubles, problems, happiness, joy, and love can be understood as if it happened in real life. I have no doubt that many parts of the story, as well as the entire series, are based off of actual events. I hope that the muse that speaks to Harper Sloan sends her more stories about the kids in this great group, because I am dying to know how they all turn out since she teased us with the 15-year ahead peaks. So we know that Harper does do a spin-off series for the kids, and I love that one as well. I loved this series, and I would most definitely revisit the series in the future. Alrighty, so let's jump into our questions for that are replacing my pod deck questions. So each card has two questions on it, which is super helpful. So I can just pull them and, go from there. So question number one is, what happened in the last week that annoyed you? Wow. That's something that happened in the last week that annoyed me. So this could very well have been changed since I am pre-recording these. But something that annoyed me. Ooh, I don't know. It's spring break when I'm recording these. So I don't think there's very much that annoys me. I got to sleep in, I got to record, had good conversations with people. So I haven't been annoyed this week. The week before, I was annoyed with my physical therapist that, acted as if I hadn't been to physical therapy before. But that's neither here nor there. So, yeah, there's that question. So, what's something that has annoyed you? Vent it out. Maybe it'll make you feel better. Then the next question is, what do you like about where you live? So, that's kind of a difficult question. I like that the things, my comfort stores and things like that are very close to where we live. It only takes about 5 or 10 minutes for me to get to a Target or a Walmart, or, there's 15 gas stations like right around the corner from us. Fast food all over the place. Love that. Love it for me. So yeah, those are some things that I thoroughly enjoy. Oh my goodness. Grocery stores, we have like three within like a 2 mile radius. And if I don't find something at one grocery store, I can always just go out right around the corner and go to another one. So I love that so many stores are so close by. My husband wants to go live in the country, but I'm not having that because I need to have my comfort features. So there is that. What are some of your things that you enjoy about where you live? Alrighty, the recommendations for this week, or for this day. Why did I say this week? This day is Paranormal Romance. So a couple days ago, I split this one in half and did a shifter sort of romances. And this one is a more paranormal. So it deals with witches and fables and spirits and spirituality and things like that for the recommendations. And the reason I split it was because witches and things like that are just as much fun as shifters are. So I think they deserve their own category. So the first book that I'm going to tell you guys to go check out is actually a series, and it is the Siren Coven series by Kim Loraine. I just recently read books 1 and 2, and I still need to read book 3 and 4 of this series, but I absolutely fell in love with the series from the first book all the way through what I have read. It takes a wonderful play on these witches being some of the most I don't want to say historic or most famous sort of women in history that have stories that have evolved into something so big. So we have Helen of Troy, we have oh goodness, what is the other ones? I can't remember. Um why is Helen of Troy the only one that I can think of right now? But that's sort of the line that we're going. Helen of Troy, Prince, oh goodness. Paris. I am seriously drawing a blank on what the other ones were. Oh, Guinevere from Lancelot and King Arthur. And then the first one. What is the first one? Ooh, 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 ooh. What is the first one? Oh my goodness. I cannot believe I forgot that it was Isolde and Tristan and Isolde. That was the first one. Then you have Gwen, Lady Guinevere, as well. Or no, Helen of Troy, then Gwen. Oh my goodness. And Gwen gets a duet. So yeah, there's that. Those books. Go check them out because they're amazing. Then the next recommendation I'm going to tell you guys to go check out is The Gathering by L.A. Fiore. Now, lots of people don't talk about this book, but I think more people should because it takes you on a ride. So you start off in this sort of place with a young girl. There's some happenstances that are happening in Louisiana. Louisiana is always this very spiritual, very like spiritual and of the earth type place. Things and paranormal activity starts to reveal itself through the story, and I absolutely loved every single moment of it. I do think that you should read it in physical form or ebook, what have you, like with your eyes first, because the translation to the audiobook doesn't give you the headers that the actual book does. I read it first and knew where all the different characters kind of switched over and changed and things like that. So when I did a reread of it with a friend, I was like, yeah, it's on audiobook. It's good. It's all good. I read it and had no issues, but they read it and was like, I didn't understand where all the characters were coming in and all the time jumps or all the character jumps and things like that. And I was like, ooh, I never realized that. So, as I'm recommending you to go read this book, I definitely say if you want to listen to it as an audiobook, make sure you have the physical book or a like ebook copy of it so that you can follow along. But the story is fantastic. There are so many like paranormal rituals and not rituals, but lore that goes along with the story that it was just like it's gonna grab you and it's gonna take you on a ride, and it's so good. I loved it. Alrighty, so I revisited one of my books that I have read over one of the over 2,000 books that I read, and I got it right. I get it right, and I would reread it. I love that series and love that author. My the questions for this episode is what annoyed you. Let's vent it out. Let's get that off your chest, take it off your shoulder, don't think about it any longer. And what about the place that you live do you enjoy and like? So there's that. And then I gave you some paranormal romance books to go check out. So as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. My PayPal, my Patreon, and all my other social links are down in that description box as well. So you guys can follow me everywhere for all the different content that I put out. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in tomorrow's video.